In the last session, the group cleared out the winery and then have taken off on horseback with Irina to Yester Hill to try and save some of the Mardikovs. It was early morning and they're pushing the horses hard to get there expediently, because it is unknown how long Stephania and her son Martin have been captured for as they disappeared in the night. The group ride up and the track opens up, exposing the bald Yester Hill. A young maiden with a blue streak in her hair calls the group over.
"Oh, it is good to see you all here so fast. Please come in, I'm with the Mardikovs. I have scouted the hill, and it seems that Stephania and her son are being held up at the top, at the far side. Please, we must haste to rescue them, as the ritual the druids have just started."
We can't just roll in there. We're going to need... It's a long way up. We're going to need some sort of distraction or something.
"Oh, that I can grant. Don't worry, I will cause a distraction that will let us help you. You just get up there and help save the people. You are destined to be heroes."
As strange as this young girl seems, she seems to be hero-worshipping these lot, but they've never met her before. Muriel leaves, telling them that she will start a diversion, and they'll know it when they see it, and they're to then race up the hill and rescue Stephania in time. But it's at this time the group notice a stone circle nearby, and it looks very familiar to them, like they've seen it before somewhere. The ghostly image of a huge, muscly man with scars on his body appears.
"Good travellers, my name is Kavan. I used to rule the Kavani. Long ago, in these lands we used to worship the land, the sun, the moon, and the hunt. And then Strahd arrived. My people saw great power in him, as he said he ruled the land. They began to worship him and the power they sensed in him, for he did rule the land. But this cost my people something. We lost some of our abilities and caused a division amongst my people. I need you to sever the tie between my descendants and Strahd. Stop my people from worshipping him. Claim my spear that hungers for blood, and rule the mountains in my stead, just like the mighty warriors from the early days of the Whispering Wall."
And with that, the ghostly image of Kavan, standing in the stone circle, points up to Yester Hill and fades away. The group wait for the diversion to start, unsure quite what it's going to be. Slowly, more and more ravens begin landing in and around the trees, and once they start hitting a critical mass, they start circling and moving about, darkening the skies. The ravens begin to attack, swoop, and dive at anything they see wandering around. Small guards and people hanging around get harassed by them and are distracted, and the group take this as their opportunity to get in. They move as quietly and as sneakily as they can and get up to about the second level before they're spotted, and they've got to bolt the rest of the way. They arrive on the far side of the hill by a large, gnarled tree. It is surrounded by druids chanting. The group sees Stephania inside the hollow of the tree, and it wouldn't take a lot of imagination to envision it as a mouth. Her son, Martin, is being held by some berserkers standing off to the side who are guarding the druids. The group have to decide how they're going to approach this, but they aren't given much time, as Irina decides she's not going to stand for this. This ritual looks like it's almost at completion. She rides into battle, drawing her sword and giving a fearful war cry. Ymir tries something fancy here. He tries to get up and surf his horse into battle, ready to leap at the first person he can get in range of. But the horse is skittish and darts about, throwing him off. Braces keeps her distance using Eldritch Blast, and Genji moves in for crowd control, entangling the group. Varicus quickly races off and hides, sniping from his hidden position. For this fight, Ymir spends his time trying to pull people out of the tree, as it seems to be the point of sacrifice, but druids keep diving themselves in, allowing themselves to be consumed in the ritual. Genji shifting between animals and fighting off druids and berserkers. The ritual seems to reach its zenith, but the group are still fighting and trying to pull druids out of the tree. They continue the fight, slowly wearing down the druids and berserkers, and eventually win. While the group are trying to recover, Varikos decides to scout over the other side of the hill. He moves across and sees a giant wooden sculpture fitted together with branches and pieces of timber. It looks like a giant Burning Man statue. A cowled figure standing below it seems to be giving it instructions. And then the large statue starts walking. It starts making its way down the hill in the direction of the winery and Vallaki. Well, Varikos has seen enough. He decides that this cowled figure isn't someone he wants to mess with. And while the cowled figure watches WinterSplinter walk down the mountain, he takes a shot and hits the cowled figure in the back. It turns round quickly, plucking the arrow out, pointing straight into his hiding spot. Revealing herself, now he can see it's Volenta, Strahd's most recent bride. Varikos doesn't need any more information than that. He turns and legs it. While he's fleeing, he sees over his right shoulder, heading off over the mists, looking down, he can see a village he's never known of or seen of before. He can hear church bells ringing from it. It's like an island amongst the mists, further out than he's been. He continues dashing and gets back to the site of the tree and the ritual to find the rest of the group chopping the tree up, trying to destroy it. Black, dark, viscous sap flows from the wounds of the tree as they hack at it, trying to fell it. As he arrives out of breath, ready to turn and point and say what he saw and what happened, Volenta walks round from behind the tree where previously no one was standing.
Oh, hello. How are you? Do you like my handiwork? Yes? You should see what it's going to do. I've been learning from the Witch of Perez, and she has taught me many things. I wanted to see what this thing can smash. It's going to go down to the winery and destroy that hideous little place. Then it is gonna go to Vallaki, and it is going to just destroy everything it can find. It's good, yeah? Oh, I see you there. Hello, Irina. Please, I've got something for you.
The group quickly surround Irina and won't give an inch. Volenta snarls and goes to raise her hand.
I should do what none of the other people in this land would be willing to do.
As she deaf stares Irina, there is a crack of thunder, and a booming, disembodied voice says, Now, Volenta, that is no way to treat a guest. I am disappointed in you. Volenta instinctively crouches, backs away, looking around scared and hissing. After a quick look at the group, she turns to Mist and leaves. My apologies. Those with much youth can be so rash. Please, accept this invitation, as we should talk under more civilized circumstances. And with that, a letter is spotted in the air, floating down gently, and lands on the ground next to them. The letter reads, My friends, know that it is I who have brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle, so that we can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await your arrival. Your host, Strahd von Zarovich. Well, the group decide that it's obviously a trap, and continue hacking and slashing, and set fire to the tree until it stops creaking and moving. The Varagos points out that the large lumbering statue that departed the other part of the hill was heading down towards the town, and the group better go check it out. The group ride across the top of the hill and have a look down and see the large wooden splinter creature approaching into the forest. They come up with a plan that Varagos and Braces would stay ahead of the creature, taking pot shots at it and trying to slow it down and distract it, while maintaining a distance from it. While Irina, Genji, Ymir, Stephania and her child ride back to the Markovs to prepare. But Stephania says that her and Martin will slow the group down on horseback, and they'll figure out their own way back. The important bit is to get back and warn the winery and slow down that creature. The group split. They leave Stephania and Martin at the hill and ride down. They give WinterSplinter a wide berth and then separate again into two groups, leaving Braces and Varicus to keep taking pot shots at the creature and try to slow it down while the others race ahead to warn the Markovs and try to prepare for WinterSplinter's arrival. Due to the delaying tactics, the group are able to get to the winery in time, have a quick rest, prep with the Markovs as they plan for trying to take down WinterSplinter before it can get to their winery. Rope and cordage is bound together to make a large, long length, able to be able to trip, hopefully, WinterSplinter. And it is set up in the forest, a couple 100 yards from the winery. Varicos and Braces arrive, letting the group know that WinterSplinter isn't far behind them. The Markovs and half the group set up the trip wire, and the ranged fighters stand back from it, still firing to try and draw its attention. The ranged fighters engage as early as they can, firing volleys of fire at WinterSplinter, and the melee and close combat people wait for the creature to get closer, so hopefully it can be tripped. The creature gets close to the tripwire, and the Markovs and melees pull tight on the rope, tripping it as a colossal thud as the creature makes contact with the ground. Ymir runs up and leaps on top of it, trying to smash into it. With the creature so close, everyone can see the glowing green emanating from its chest. There's something in there powering, keeping this thing alive. Ymir spots a bloody spear sticking out of the creature. He throws a rope around it and tries to heave on it to get the spear out of the creature, but it's not coming. As WinterSplinter stands up, Ymir drops down behind it, hauling on the rope, trying to drag the spear out. Genji, in ape form, races up to WinterSplinter, climbs up the front of him, and starts ripping branches and things apart, thrusting his hand in, trying to grab onto the light and reef it from the creature. His hand feels for something. It finds something in there, grasps on, holds tight and pulls. It's stuck firm, but his ape muscles reef it out. WinterSplinter stops and collapses down onto Ymir. Varicos quickly starts searching through the debris because he saw something wedged into the creature's body earlier, and he finds a blood-covered spear. The group saw WinterSplinter collapse onto Ymir and race across to try and dig him out. But Ymir stands in darkness. He can't see anything or sense anything, or even his wounds. Everything is gone. He stands there in something darker than he's in, and he can't even see himself, or feel himself for that matter of fact. A voice in the darkness speaks to him. Ymir, you have outdone yourself. You are always pushing yourself forward into battles. Many times. I've seen your strength and wish to make you stronger. Take my power and go back, and you will be strong. Ymir is unsure. He doesn't wish to die and be stuck in this land as a ghost, forever marching up to Castle Ravenloft. stuck here forever, waiting for someone to free him, that may never happen, is something he can't stand. But taking power from something he doesn't know, looking for an external force rather than looking within, is not his way. Unfortunately, he is in a bind, and he must accept the gift.
I will accept what you offer, but no, I do it with hesitation.
You will be strong. And with that, Ymir, he starts seeing light again, and twigs and branches are moved aside as the group dig him out and pull him out. They're relieved that he was only buried and that he's okay now, but Ymir knows that he went further than being unconscious. He was dead for a short period of time, but now seems well enough to stand and walk as the group head back to the winery for celebrations. And that's where we'll leave it to next time.